So I work in experimental particle physics, where the goal is to understand the constituents of matter and the forces that govern them. Our current theory is the Standard Model, which so far has explained many experimental observations, but is not complete. It does not include the description of gravity. It does not explain why the universe today is made almost entirely of matter, where matter and antimatter should have been produced in equal amounts in the early universe. So for these reasons, we test the Standard Model with increasing precisions, searching for small deviations that could signal the presence of yet unknown particles or interactions. So my PhD thesis is about a decay involving a particle called BC meson, which is a particle containing two heavy quarks. In particular, I'm interested in the case where this BC meson decays into a tau, which you can think of as a heavier version of the electron, and a neutrino. Similar decays have shown small deviations from the Standard Model. So if these are caused by a new particle or a new interaction, traces of its presence could appear also in other processes such as BC2 tau nu. And this decay has never been measured before. And during my PhD, I studied whether we could observe it for the first time with the LHCb experiment at CERN. I was involved in performance studies of the detector at Nikhef, and also was taking shifts at CERN to monitor the performance of. The challenge is that it's extremely difficult to measure because the tau is very short-lived. It travels only a few millimeters before decaying, and the neutrino leaves no trace in the detector. But a unique feature of the LHCb experiment that could help with this challenge is a detector called the Velo, which is very close to where the proton-proton collisions happen. It can track particles with extremely high precision, and in some cases it can even detect the BC meson before it decays. This can give us additional information that could help reconstruct the process, even though part of it is invisible. What I found is quite encouraging. First of all, to determine whether BC2 tau nu can be observed at LHCb, I've developed a simulation of the detector and generated large samples of signal events and also background events which mimic the same experimental signature in the LHCb detector. I then applied machine learning algorithms to help distinguish the signal from the background, and finally used statistical methods to estimate how confidently the experiment could establish the presence of this decay. And what my work has demonstrated is that this decay can be observed with the data LHCb has started collecting in 2024 and will continue to collect until the end of this summer. And achieving this would represent an important experimental milestone, and perhaps it could provide valuable clues about possible existence of physics beyond the Standard Model.